I'm almost 27 years old. I got to marry my husband and make my babies. I do not want to go back and start a medical degree or medical program where I still have to go back to the residency, go back. Like, medicine is a journey. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Life with Tonye by Tonye. How are you guys doing today? If you haven't seen me before, my name is Tonye. If you're new here, you will get to know me pretty soon, okay? Please like this video, share, leave a comment down below, and if you have not subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting for. What you are waiting for does not exist, huh? Please subscribe, okay, and let's grow this family. Okay, come and be my family. I actually have a glass of wine because this story is quite an emotional one. So grab a glass of wine and drink with me, or grab your juice, grab your bottle of water, grab your chips, and listen to the story. Okay, cheers, you guys. As you must have seen in the caption, I am going to be talking about the reason why I switched from studying to be a doctor to now studying to be a nurse. Like, basically medicine to nursing. I don't like to call it medicine. I don't like to refer to studying to be a doctor as medicine, because medicine actually includes nurses, doctors, anesthesiologists, radiologists. Like, you don't have to be a doctor, pharmacist and whatever. It's still in medicine. But anyways, yeah, you guys know what I mean, right? Growing up, I've always never thought of being anything else but a doctor. Like, that's it. That was all the plan I had this life, was to be a doctor. So let me give you guys like a background. I had an elder sister. My mom had a baby before me, and that child died, right? And then like a year or two later they had me, and then after they had me there was another child that died. So my mom said when she came back from the hospital, and I asked her, where's the baby? And she said, oh, that the baby went to heaven. You know what they tell children now. She tried to explain to me what happened, and I told her that, oh, I will be a doctor so that no other baby dies. And to be honest, you guys, my mom says that's what happened. I really do not remember that happening. I've just known that in my head I'm just going to be a doctor, and I've always been interested in OB/GYN. It has always been obstetrics and gynecology. Like, that's what I'm interested in. So I guess that kind of explains my mom's story. If you are from an African household, if you have black parents, I'm sure you can relate that there are only three professions. Is either you're a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, maybe an accountant. Accountant is even like the D. Accountant is if you cannot get any other course, then they will manage that one. My mom will mention it, but she's not the kind of person that would have told me, oh no, if I don't want to be a doctor. But we never had a conversation, because I've just always wanted to be a doctor. So anyway, so I was working towards it. I went to science class in high school, like no doubt in my mind, whatever. And then finally in 2015 I left Nigeria and I came to Dominica, May 2015. Usually in Nigeria, for those of us that are not Nigerians, right, $1 in 2015 used to be 135 naira. So basically if you had 135,000 naira, that would be 1,000 US dollars. So that was it. That was when I left Nigeria. So I came here, school fees paid, everything paid, like everything was going good. And I came here, I did my 2 semesters in 2015, 2016 too. I did my my semesters as well, until dollar started going up. Like, our major source of income will be oil, because we export a lot of oil. And I think during that period was when US opened their reserve. So when they opened their reserve, now dollar started going up, and whether they could not sell, I think they could not sell oil as much anymore, and dollar started increasing. Plus other factors like corruption and bad government, dollar started spiraling. So when I said when I came to the country, when I came to Dominica, it was 135. Towards the end of 2015, dollar became 200 naira per dollar. So now you needed 200,000 naira to have 1,000 US dollars. So you guys, like in 2017, dollar had increased to like 490 something. At that point, things became pretty difficult. My father is a civil servant. I'm not the only child. I have 2 other siblings, right? And basically at that point, everybody is going to university. Everybody is like doing bigger stuff. So my mom's business also took a hit. My father is a civil servant, so the pressure was a lot. I was also trying to keep up with school until my school said, They need their monies as they should. So basically, that's why I dropped out. Though I beg. They will let me write one exam, and then I'll pay a little thing, and then like it was just a lot until I couldn't go to school anymore. So around like the August, September-ish of 2017, my parents booked a ticket for me and asked me to just come back. Like, come back, I'll try to get my transcript and transfer to a medical school in Nigeria that would be cheaper. Usually, guys, the reason why people do not even do medicine in Nigeria is because medicine can take 10 years in Nigeria. Like, so that's why most of us actually leave the country, where we can do it for 3 to 5 years. If you even have a prior degree, you can even do it for shorter, right? So my parents were like, you get your transcript and then you transfer down here to something we can afford. And you guys, in 2015, 2014, you would think you can train, parents could train like 4 children abroad. Like average parents. My parents are not the richest, they're just average working class citizens, right? And then in 2017, you could barely train one because the dollar kept spiraling. Nigeria is not a place that you can just go to the bank and get loan and say you want to use the loan to pay for school. It will shock you. No, people get scholarships, but mostly like master's scholarship. Well, people get these things, but you have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Right, so it's not something that's easily done. That's why I'm very intentional about when I say people should call me Tonye, right? Because in my life, I've literally seen a pattern of God making plans. I might not understand. I usually do not understand why. I'll be like, God, why are you doing this? I don't know why you're doing this. Why is this happening? But God just makes plans, and when it comes to a realization, I'm like, that's why you did it. Okay, I get it. You're right. That's why you're God. Anyways, so on the day of my flight, I called the airport. They told me, oh, because they booked the ticket through Guadeloupe, I have to come to the airport early, and then they would have to send me to the office. When I get to Guadeloupe, I'll have to go to the office to pay for my visa. I could get the visa, I just had to go to the office and pay in Guadeloupe. So I said, okay, 3 hours to my flight. I got to the airport. I said all my goodbyes, packed all my things, even gave out my clothes. All my property that I could not travel with, I gave it out. And then I got to the airport, and they told me that 3 hours before my flight, they told me that, the office in Guadeloupe had closed. What do people mean by the office has closed? I called before coming. People say I should come, and now you're telling me the office has closed. And they're like, there's nothing they can do. I have to reschedule my ticket. And I had connecting flights. That's the most annoying part. You cannot travel to Nigeria with 2 flights or even 3 flights. Like, you literally need connecting flights. So if I miss one flight, I have missed everything. So I begged them more. I was like, please, this ticket is not cheap. It is not $1,000. It's not $2,000. It's not cheap. Please, I'm begging you. People should reschedule. And they're like, no. The office has to be open before they send me, because I'm Nigerian. I'm not even I'm from the Caribbean, CARICOM countries, whatever. I'm like, okay. The same taxi that brought me to the airport was the same taxi that took me back home. That was like an exhausting experience, you guys. Anyways, so my parents started working on rebooking my flight basically, and like tried to salvage whatever was left of the ticket, which was nothing. While they were working on rebooking the flights with the flight agent and everything, a week later, literally, you guys, Hurricane Maria happened. Drink. My landlord did not even know that I was back. I did not actually travel anymore. I don't even want to talk about Hurricane Maria, because that was one traumatic experience that I do not wish on anybody. Like, I do not wish on anybody that does not have anybody in a certain place. It's a different thing when you are in a strange land with all you've got is just friends that you people just met in the same strange land. It was hard, you guys. I don't even want to talk about that. Let's not talk about it. Moving forward. So a week after the hurricane happened, we went to St. Vincent. The school actually carried all the students to St. Vincent. So in St. Vincent, I was still working on getting the ticket though, but that money had already gone. So my parents had to look for more money. I'm not the only child though. I have 2 siblings that are in the university at this point. So while they were working on that, I started looking for a way to do job, because my mind is not even in school. I want to go to school obviously, but how? Money is not coming the way it used to. During this period, my dad got retired from service, so things became even more complicated. So I started looking for work to do. I did a job for one lady where I was cleaning for her. She was so sweet. Sherry, I really love you. in St. Vincent. I was cleaning for her. I was also working at her salon where she does hair and whatever. So that's what I was doing, and still like working on different things, like getting into UE. UE is the West Indian University, trying to look for a way to get my transcript. I'm just looking for options because I really did not know what to do. So after working with Sherry for a while, I had to come back to Dominica because my visa that school organized was expiring, and I'm not in school anymore. I typically dropped out. So what am I doing in St. Vincent? School will not even vouch for me that I'm a student, so I had to come back to Dominica. So I came back here, I applied for a visa, I got my visa, and then I applied for a work permit visa. So basically when I came back, I started hustling. I was in makeup, I was in hair, I was literally trying. Yo, I don't even want to start talking about all the jobs I did because some of them are just simply humiliating. I'm not ashamed of them. I'm not ashamed of them because I had to do what I had to do. But some of them were just so stressful that I gave myself hormonal imbalance due to stress. Anyway, so the biggest hustle I actually did was music. So we did music, did some shows, I made money from it, and now applied for an actual work permit visa. So because all the other work I was doing were like side hustles, so now when I was looking for an actual job, I had to apply for an actual work permit visa, and I applied for my customer service job. That's what I'm still doing till now. So I started working, still did not know what to do with school, still had no idea like what to do. I came back from St. Vincent in 2018, you guys. 2018. All of 2019 it was hustle and work, and then 2020 came with COVID and all the nonsense it came with. I was still doing my job. I started working from home, which even made my life so much easier. I just kept thinking, I have to do something with school. I have to do something for school. I still be studying. I still knew my stuff. Sometimes I'll still study and I'll cry and I'll pray. I'm like, God, do something. I want to be a doctor. But at this point, I could settle for just being and just going, literally just having a degree. Getting my degree is all I wanted, right? Getting my complete degree, because when I left Nigeria, I did not complete what I was doing. I just left. I wish I had completed it, but I did not. Anyways, so one day I was just home and I was so frustrated. It was a Saturday. I was not even working that day, and my spirit told me to call someone. So I spoke to the person about it, and I told him what's going on and whatever. He told me, okay, that will I be interested to do nursing? I'm like, from zero to nursing, give it to me. Like, so the guy told me that if I agreed to do nursing, I would resume in January because that's when the new semester would be starting. So I said okay. So I called this man back. The time he told me to call him, I couldn't get him. Like, he was just posting, like to ring, he will not pick. Like, it was just one thing or the other. Like, it was just devil fighting, because you know when you are just this close to your breakthrough, devil really be coming for you. So like, I was unable to get the man until April 2021. So I called him out of the blue one day. I just finished work and I was walking home. I'm like, let me just call this man again, because like it was difficult. I'm like, let me just call him again and see what he says. So I called the man again and he was like, oh, sorry, he forgot, whatever, he has been busy, whatever. I say, sorry, you're telling me sorry. Please don't tell me sorry. Oh, you sorry that I'm even disturbing you. Anyway, long story short, I got offered the scholarship, and I still have to pay school fees, but not everything. So what I can pay is something that I can pray out of my salary. Like, I work, my job pays bills. It's not a lot. I should not be saying this type of thing before people think I don't have money. But like, I have money in Jesus' name. I'm professing good things. But my job literally just pays my bills, and with the scholarship I got, I can pray out, I can do hustle, I can do business. I do have businesses, like I sell hair and whatever, so I can literally pray out the school fees. So I was like, sure, I will take it. I can pray out the balance I have to pay. So I'm like, sure, I will take that offer, no problem. COVID also helped, because COVID is a bad thing, but COVID is the reason we can do online classes. And when we do online classes, I can be home. And let me tell you, I found out I was going to resume in May, a week to the resumption. A week to the resumption, you guys. and I was still at work. I was at the office. In fact, the day I found out I would resume, I was at the office. I made the call during break time, and that was how I found out I would resume a week after. And so it was like stress. I had to adjust my schedule, my work. I'm so grateful. Like God, you guys here, God just planned things out the way he wanted it to be. With my work schedule, I switched to another department that gave me some kind of leeway that I can adjust my shifts sort of. I would leave home at 6 a.m. and get home in the night. There were still days like that. There are still days like that. But the good thing about it is that I could work from home. That made things like a little bit easier. And that is the story, you guys. That's why I switched to nursing. People always ask me if I would ever go back to medicine, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm almost 27 years old. I got to marry my husband and make my babies. I do not want to go back and start a medical degree or medical program where I still have to go back to the residency, go back. Like, medicine is a journey. But right now, when I graduate as an RN, I would do a master's. That's my short-term plans right now, are to graduate, do a master's, and probably go for MP and continue living my life. Maybe eventually after I make my children with my mans and I have support, then maybe I would go back to do medicine. But right now, my goal right now is to graduate. And I have like 3 more semesters till I graduate. 3 more semesters is like 1 year, and I'm literally doing a countdown. 2020 was like a very rough year, and then 2021 was like the 2020 squared. But also good things happened. Some of the things that were stressing me was my blessing. And I listened to a message recently when Pastor Todd, I listened to Transformation Church a lot, guys. So Pastor Todd said, don't get bamboozled by the blessing. So I was bamboozled in 2021 because the blessing was cool. And towards the end of the year, you guys, I broke down. Like, my back, I was writing an exam with back pain. So I'm just saying, but God is faithful. God, it's a struggle that I enjoy. It's not easy, it's not fun all the time, but I know that this is a means to an end now. So it's not like before when I was just struggling to pay bills or just struggling so that I could eat. But now I'm still struggling so I can eat, though. I'm still working my butt off so I can be presentable, right? I'm still doing that, but now there is light at the end of the tunnel, you guys. I said I was not going to cry. I was not going to cry in this video, but God just made things. It's just God. Because I cannot tell you how God just told me, or how I just thought to call the person I called. Before I even called the man, I've talked to so many other people. I've even spoken to that same man before. I have spoken to that same person before, but that was not God's timing. It did not work out then, and then it worked out when it did. God is just so faithful in my life. I don't even be doing things for him. I'm not an angel. I'm still like very unworthy of his blessings. God still finds a way like to do it for me, and I'm just so grateful. Well, that is my testimony, you guys, and I hope it inspires you to keep going. Whatever it is, it gets rough, and it's even rougher for me because like my parents were not here. If I dropped out from a Nigerian school, at least when I go home, my mother will still cook soup for me and I will eat. Like, there'll be food on the table, there'll be hugs waiting for me when the day has been exhausting. But somehow God just finds a way to comfort me, and God is there for me when I come back from my long days, you guys. Like, I'll get home like 12:30 in the middle of the night, almost 1 o'clock, and I just want to feel comforted, and God just finds a way to make me feel safe. And that is one thing I am very grateful for. So yes, I hope this encourages you guys. Well, thank you guys for coming on my channel today. Thank you guys for hearing my story. Please like, share, leave a comment down below, and of course subscribe if you have not. What are you still waiting for now? God wants to bless you. Just grab more wine and watch more videos. Bye. Love you guys.